Hello students, in today's class I will cover two C programs. First one, program to swap two numbers. So first let us understand what do you mean by swapping of numbers. Swapping is nothing but exchanging or interchanging the numbers or values. For example, suppose A is initialized with the value 10 and B is initialized with the value 20. So after swapping, A should hold the value 20 and B should hold the value 10. So how this can be done? For this, let us take another variable called as C. So first, the value which is stored in A will be transferred to C. After this, A is equal to B, that is the second value will be stored into the first variable, and after that the first value which is stored in C will be transferred into the second variable. Step by step, how this is done, let us try to understand this. When the statement C is equal to A is executed, as A has the value 10, that will be initialized to the variable C. So after the execution of the statement, C value will be 10. After executing A is equal to B, A stores the value which is stored in B, that is 20. And after the execution of B equal to C, C has the first value, that is 10, which will be transferred into B. So this is how we have swapped the values, and after swapping, the value of A will be 20 and B will be 10. To make it more clear, let me take a general example. Suppose you have a red bowl where by mistake blue balls are kept, and another bowl we have of blue color and where the red balls are kept. If you need to exchange them, in red bowl there should be red balls and in the blue bowl there should be blue balls. How this can be done? For this you will take another empty container, empty bowl, where you will transfer the blue balls from the first bowl. From the red bowl you will transfer blue balls. After this, in the red bowl you will transfer the balls which are present in the second bowl, that is in the blue bowl. Once this is done, next you can keep the blue balls which you have temporarily kept in another container into the blue ball. This is how the swapping can be done. But suppose you want to swap the balls but there is no container with you, that is to swap the numbers without using third variable. How the swapping can be performed? Let us learn how this can be done. A has the value 10 and B has the value 20. So to swap the values, first statement is A is equal to A plus B, that is we are adding first and second value and we are storing the addition into the first variable, that is A. Later we have the statement B is equal to A minus B, and then we have one more statement A is equal to A minus B. So by using these addition and subtraction operations, we can swap the values. Let us analyze this stepwise, how the swapping is performed. When the statement A is equal to A plus B is executed, A will have the value 30. How we got this 30? a plus b, that is after adding 10 and 20, a becomes 30. Then the statement we have is b is equal to a minus b. What is a? 30. What is b? 20. So 30 minus 20 is 10, which will be stored into b. So we have here b is equal to 10. Next statement we have here is a is equal to a minus b. So after execution of this statement, a becomes 20. That is, a has the value 30 and b has the value 10. So when we execute 30 minus 10, a becomes 20. This is how we exchange the values in a and b. After swapping, a becomes 20 and b becomes 10. In case of boules, how this is done, let us understand this. If we don't have another container, then what we do is, first we keep both the color balls in one of the container. Let us take it as red container, the first container. Then in the second bowl, we transfer the balls except the red color, that is the blue color balls will be transferred into the second bowl. And after transferring blue balls in the blue bowl, in the first bowl, that is in the red bowl, we will have the red balls. This is how the swapping can be performed. Now let us design the program into the C language for swapping of two numbers without using third variable. This is the program to swap two numbers without using third variable. So first statement we have here is #include stdio.h, which includes the standard header file of C in our program. Then we have the main function. First, declaration of variables which we require. Now in this case, the program we are designing is to swap two numbers. So to store two numbers, we require two variables. We have taken two variables a and b of type integer. After variable declaration, next statement is clr which clears the screen. Printf prints the message on the screen, enter two numbers, to prompt the user to enter two values. Scanf statement is used to read the values which are entered by the user and store them into the variables. So here we have used 2%d because two numbers need to be stored. %d because the data type of these variables is integer. And where those two numbers are stored? Two numbers are stored in the variables a and b, that is indicated by giving the variables with the ampersand. Ampersand a, ampersand b. First number will be stored in the variable a, second number will be stored in the variable b. So once the values are stored, let us first print the values before we swap. So here we have the statement printf, which prints values before swap. /n indicates here /n works like enter key. That is, the next message what we want to print should be continued on the next line. So /n. So what is the next statement in the output? The values of a and b. So this printf statement is used to print the values of a and b. A is equal to %d. At the place of %d, it prints the value which is stored in a, comma, b is equal to %d. So at this place, it prints the value of b. So here we have a, comma, b. Now these three statements swap the values of a and b, which we have discussed in the slide. A is equal to a plus b. If a is 10, b is 20, a will store 30 here. B is equal to a minus b. A is 30 and b is 20. So 30 minus 20 is 10, which will be stored in b. Next, a is equal to a minus b. If a is 30, b is 10. 30 minus 10 is 20. So b is having 10, a will have the value 20. This is how the swapping can be done, and the values we need to print after swapping. For that, again we have here printf statement. It displays the message values after swap, and the second printf statement here displays the value of a and b. Let us compile. Let us check what is the error. It is showing that errors 1. That means in the program there is one error. Press any key to see the list of errors which are present. So here it is showing the error as statement missing semicolon, and it is highlighting this printf statement. So you can check the line before that is missing semicolon. In C program, all the statements which we write in the main function end with semicolon. So if you don't give a semicolon, you will get the error statement missing semicolon. So first correct the error and then save the program. Once again compile it to check whether the program has become error free. Once the program is error free, the program can be executed. So to execute, select run option, enter two values. Let me take 10 and 20. So the values before swap, a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20, and values after swap will be a equal to 20 and b equal to 10. Now suppose if we want values after swap to be printed on the next line, then what change can be done in the program? We want values after swap on the next line. For that, /n should be included. So where the /n can be added, either it can be added before values after swap here, or it can also be given after printing the values of a and b here, /n. Let me save it, compile and execute. 10, 20, enter. Values before swap, a equal to 10, b equal to 20. Now the values after swap is printed on the next line as we have included /n. Values after swap, a equal to 20, b equal to 10. Let us discuss one more program, that is to accept student details, roll number and marks in 7 subjects scored by the student, and calculate total and average. So the program is already created here in the file student.c. To open that, select the option file open. As it is stored in turbo C3 folder in bin directory, you can give the path here and then select student.c. By default, all the files which are created will be saved in this turbo C3 folder. If you want to create your own folder, you can create the folder in any of the drive, and that path can be given here. For example, if you have created a folder by name C programs in D drive, you can give the path here d:/C programs/ and then you can give the name of the file. while saving. And while opening also, the same path can be given. Star.c indicates here, it lists all the files which you have created in your folder which have the extension .c. So whichever file you want to open can be selected and then select open. So this is the program where we are displaying the student's result, that is total and average. So hash include, then void main. Here we require many variables. So RNO, it is used for storing the roll number of student. Then we have S1, S2, S3 up to S7 to store the marks of student in 7 subjects. And we have also declared the variable total, which is used to store the total. Addition of all the marks will be stored in total variable. So all these variables we have declared as integer. We have also taken one variable percentage PERC, which we have declared it as float, because the percentage can be with the decimal point. For example, 87.66, 74.90. So for this we have taken percentage of type float. After all the variables are declared, the next statement is CLR SCR to clear the screen. Then we have the message here, enter roll number. We want to print the message on the screen, enter roll number. For that, the printf statement, scanf %d ampersand RNO, that is the roll number, will be stored in the variable roll number. Next statement, printf will print the message, enter 7 subject marks. Scanf statement, it reads all the marks entered by the student and stores them into the variables S1, S2 up to S7. So we have here 7 times %d and the list of variables where the marks should be stored. Once the input values are stored in appropriate variables, next statement is to calculate total. So to calculate total, we have the statement here, total is equal to S1 plus S2 plus S3 up to S7. All the marks are added and the total will be stored into the variable total. Once the total is calculated, the percentage can be calculated by using the statement PERC, that is percentage equal to total divided by 7. 7 because there are 7 subjects. Printf, now we want to display the total and average. So printf statement, total is %d. At the place of first %d, we want to print the value which is stored in the variable total. /n indicates here the next message should be printed on the next line, that is percentage. Percentage is %f. At the place of %f, it displays the value which is stored in the variable PERC, that is percentage. So both these messages will be displayed on separate lines because of the /n. Then get ch to hold the output screen. Let us compile and check for errors. There are no errors in the program. The program can be executed. Enter roll number assume that the roll number is 5, then enter marks in 7 subjects. Once all the marks are entered, press enter. Total is 527 and percentage is 75.0. It has ignored the fractional part because the total is integer. The total variable what we have declared here is integer, and 7 is also integer. We have declared percentage as float, but at the right hand side, as both the values are integer, after decimal point, if there is any fractional part in the percentage, it will ignore it. So the percentage will be shown as 75.0. So to get the exact percentage scored by the student, any of these should be of type float. So total is integer, so this 7 can be converted into float just by adding here 7.0. 7 is taken as integer, whereas 7.0 is taken as float. This is one method to get the exact percentage scored by the student. Okay, so here you get the exact percentage scored by the student. If you want only up to 2 or 3 digits after the decimal point, then here we can take it as percentage 0.2f. If up to 2 decimal points percentage we want to display. One more method to get the exact percentage is by typecasting. Typecasting is nothing but here you give the data type float to convert the value from integer to float. We are converting the value from one data type to another data type, that is called as typecasting. So here in this case, first the total value which is stored in total will be converted into float and then it will be divided by 7. So this is one method to get the exact percentage. We have given 0.2f, so it is displaying only up to 2 decimal points. So here we have completed the sequential programs. In the next class, I will be starting with the conditional statements in C language.